Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a short story, a Christmas story that, has been written by a very famous storyteller. Her name is Katy Milia Levin. And the title of this story is Sharing a Legacy Love. When my mother died at the age of 84, my four sisters and I were heartbroken. How could we ever get over the loss of this warm and loving woman? A talented artist who enjoyed life in spite of its challenges and always doted on her husband, daughters and grandchildren. For weeks after my sister and I would meet for dinner, laughing and crying over all the memories. When it came time to sell the home my mother loved, we spent many days in disbelief, clearing out her belongings. I remember reading an Anna Lander's column years earlier that discussed how many siblings fight bitterly over the possessions left by their deceased parents. I thought, how lucky we are that will never happen to us. Somehow, we easily and peacefully divided Mom's belongings, furniture, jewelry, and household items among ourselves and a few charities, although I expected there might be a tug of war over a paintings. That never happened. Pretty good considering there were 5 daughters and 4 grandchildren. No conflicts, squabbles, or disputes at all until we discovered the old nativity set in a box in Mom's closet. I remember Mom telling the story of how she acquired the manger. An old friend who did the carpentry work gave it to my mom and dad as a Christmas gift when they were first married. My sister Eileen, however, remembers it differently. Mom told her she found the crutch in a garbage can belonging to Mrs. Bingham, the elderly lady who lived across the street from us. Unlike some of the ornate versions found in today's stores, this manger was crafted from dark wood and completely unadorned, just a roof, a floor, and a railing surrounded it. Though beautiful crafted, there was one flaw. One side of the double gate in front was lopsided. Mom filled it with 3 figurines to start Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. For many years after, she continued to add others, the wise men, shepherds, angels, and animals. As a kid, we loved the annual rise of the Christmas season, especially taking the nativity set and decorations down from the attic and carefully putting them in place. When the sisters, all married and grandchildren, came along, they added a new character of their own to the stable, including a set of the 3 little pigs. After Mom's death, when the nativity set emerged, no one was prepared for the battle that would follow. My sister Joanne was the first to claim the manger, insisting it was the only one of Mom's possession that she really wanted. A wish was granted, but when my niece Mandy found out, she called from her apartment in California to voice her objection. She was clearly emotional as she repeated a decades-old promise made to her by my mother. Nanny promised me that I could have the nativity set when she was gone. She cried. The nativity set belongs to me. Joanne felt strongly that as a mom's daughter, she had a first dibs. Neither she nor Mandy could budge. So, when the disagreement showed the sign of becoming a full-blown family feud, we realized something had to be done. Entered the family arbitrator, my sister Eileen, who somehow saw through the fog, but as Amanda's mother and Joanne's sister, could Eileen handle this dilemma fairly? Temporarily, she set aside the emotion of the dispute and thought logically. The nativity set was just a wooden stable, not any replaceable masterpiece of art. So the beauty was in the eye of the beholders, the perception of two people who coveted a simple item owned by someone they loved. Couldn't a copy be created? Of course. She could order the wood from the lumber yard and get someone to build a second manger. The following day, Eileen went to Central Millwork and stood in line behind several contractors, ordering lumber from a young man with a crew cut. He was wearing a tag with his name, Brett, written in green magic marker. When Eileen's turn came, she had to shout over the sound of the buzzing saw. She pointed to the nativity set in her arms and told him the story, explaining it was causing a major rift between her sister Joanne and a daughter Mandy. Brett took the stable from her, held it up with one hand, and laughed. They are fighting over this? Yes, Eileen explained. I know, it seems crazy, but it was my mother's and they both loved her very much. Is there any way you could measure and cut some good so we could have a duplicate built? Sorry. Okay. Brett said, leave it here. I'll see what I can do. Eileen left, hoping he could come up with a minor miracle. That's what it would take to satisfy the two women in her life that were squabbling. A few days later, she received a phone message saying that her order was ready. When Eileen arrived at the hardware store to pick up the wood, she couldn't believe what she saw. Two identical stables sitting side by side. Brett had not only cut and measured the wood, he had built a second manger. I know you wanted them to look the same, so I added a couple of things and the flows that were in the original. Hope that's okay. Sure enough, the new stable had the same lopsided front gate. Okay, Eileen said in tears. You have no idea that this will mean to my sister and my daughter, to the entire family. I don't care what this cost. Your work has saved the day. That will be $3.75 for the materials, Brett said. When Eileen insisted on paying him more, he said, I didn't do it on the company time. I built it at home, so I want to charge you for the labor. He pointed to the new manger. I hope this helps your family. Have a Merry Christmas. Eileen left Brett with a larger tip and a big hug of thanks. When she got home, and called Joan and Mandy about a creative solution. They were very happy and extremely relieved that the problem was resolved. One phone call later, Joan and Mandy had agreed that Joan would take possession of the new stable as well as some of the old figurines, including Mary, Joseph, and the infant. Mandy would get to keep the original just as Nanny promised. And this story had, a beautiful, happy conclusion. And I hope you appreciate this story, you like this story. But I can suggest to you that, this morning I shared in my English classroom a story that I love so much. And this story has been written by one of my favorite American writers. His name is O'Hare, and the title of this story is The Gift of the Magi. It's my beautiful favorite Christmas story. If you like, you can go to my YouTube channel, scroll, and you can find 4 years ago, I just uploaded this beautiful story. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas to everyone.